My name is Shazz Preston. I'm a wide receiver at the University of Alabama, and you're watching FanView podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, FanView podcast. We back in the building, G Sports.
Back at it, man.
Y'all already know this. I'm that boy Fred. This is G Sports all over here. Listen, get subscribed, FanView podcast if you on IG, FanView podcast if you on YouTube, FanView podcast if you on Facebook. It's still FanView NOLA. If you on Twitter, it's FanView podcast. If you on TikTok, G Sports. We back at it again, baby.
Ticking and we talking.
Ticking and talking. Ticking and talking. Got another special guest, baby. You already know what it is. It's Shazz Preston, wide receiver out of the University of Alabama.
Roll Tide.
He in the building.
Got my dog in the building, man. Shaz, bro, like just watching you over the years, man, and seeing your growth, not only as a football player, as a person, has been something to watch. And I know a big part of that is, you know, your two-parent household that you come from, Ms. Laura and Mr. Shawn. I think, you know, that goes unnoticed sometimes when you see a lot of athletes progressing in their life and elevating.
It goes unnoticed from our community.
Right, right.
Keep it a man.
But, you know, we like to start our podcast off, man, you know, talking about your journey.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever saw you play. Y'all was playing East St. John Middle at East St. John High School. You was playing for Napoleonville Middle. You was playing running back.
Yeah.
And the first couple series I watched, I knew you was going to be a D1 talent. I didn't know what level, but I knew you was going to be a D1 talent. You were just different than a lot of those kids on the field, man. Right. But take us back, man. You know, talking about your journey, man. What got you into football, man, and got you to the level that you at now, playing for a prestigious university like the University of Alabama?
So I started playing football at 5 years old. Like I said before we still got on live, me and my grandfather just talking about this. I was just started playing regular football at 5 years old, and then what inspired me was my brother. You know, my brother started it off. He played D team for the Bayou Raiders, and then I seen the excitement that he was getting. I wanted to feel the same way.
Right.
So exactly. So when that started, man, it just took off from there. I went from Napoleonville, then transferred to St. James, and then for St. James, I had to keep the tradition going. You know, after my brother left his legacy,
went to Mississippi State.
Yeah, and then after that, so when I started doing that, man, you know, it just took off from there too. I had got my first offer after my freshman year.
Texas A&M, huh?
Yes, sir.
Damian Craig.
Yes, sir.
I remember.
And that was crazy. I ain't gonna lie though.
Wasn't it after like a 7-on-7 tryout or something like that?
I think so.
Because you went crazy at the tryout at St. James.
I think so.
You went crazy. I remember that. I was there.
It was so random. Like, I was not expecting that. If you could have told me, like, if I knew that beforehand, I would never knew I was gonna get that offer. Right. Especially an offer that big.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Starting off.
That kind of university.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, I thought I was gonna start like Southern
Nichols.
Yeah. Local.
Right in the backyard.
Local.
Yeah. I'm deep on the bat 9th grade. Yeah, I'm on.
Know what I'm saying? You know. But A&M off the bat, like. So Coach Robert Valdez, that's at ground right now.
Right.
He pulled me in. He called me out of class. Put me in his office, and he was like, he called his number. He was like, you know, trying to just messing with me at the time.
Play mind games with you.
Yeah, like I was in trouble or something. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't do nothing in school. Like I'm a good kid. Like I don't just like.
Yeah.
So he tried to mess with me and stuff like that. So he called his number, and then your boy came on the phone. Started yipping yapping talking about I seen you around, seen you at tryouts, and I seen you doing good things this past season. And I just want to let you know that you got a full-time offer at Texas A&M University. I said, what? My mouth dropped.
Yeah.
My mouth dropped. Like,
did your dad and your mom know already before you got the phone call, or did you call them after?
I think my dad knew.
I
Yeah,
I
he
don't-
I know Shawn knew.
because I want to say he had a prior relationship with Damian Craig when he was at LSU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew for me that that it was just new. Like it was.
Right.
Boy, I didn't know. Like I was happy.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I'm like, ain't no way. A&M out the gate.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just up. I ain't gonna lie.
Was that the turning point in your early in your high school career to make you say like, all right,
Yeah.
this
This
is
is
time. Like,
Yeah, like this is time to lock in. Yeah.
yeah, I'm motivated more
Yeah.
than ever now.
Yeah, once that happened, like I knew like it was like, like I could do this and like I could make a living out of this.
Yeah.
And like I knew that that football was gonna be the best thing for me for either.
Cause you was a hooper too.
Yeah, I know.
You was a hooper too now.
I was just thinking about this, like,
You
bro,
was a hooper.
man, my mama was so, I don't want to say mad, but she was like, she was just like, she didn't
want
want
you to
me
give up basketball.
She didn't want me to give up
She didn't give
basketball.
him basketball.
She didn't want me my mom was the type of person that she wanted me to try everything.
Right.
She wanted me to play baseball. She wanted me to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a basketball head before. Like
Yeah.
I was
Right.
football and
I
basketball.
remember when you played for Thibodeau Express.
Exactly. I played Thibodeau
Yeah.
Express and Thibodeau All Star.
Yep.
Thibodeau Bitty All Star.
Yep.
So, man, and plus my mom and my grandmother, they thought I was gonna be a basketball player, but then like once that offer came, it was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like it was all,
And that's how it usually happens. Like for a lot of kids, that start off with the hoop dreams, but you start seeing success in football. It's like,
right.
forget the hoop dream.
And I guess that's a lot of testament to the culture of Louisiana.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you just like you may have ambitions of basketball, but you may not have that player that you can attach to or have that reference because it's not the culture. But when that football scholarships come and that D1 scholarships come, you like, man, mama,
You gotta put all your chips
I
right.
gotta put my
Yeah.
chips in this football, especially living down here in that culture. Because you know one thing,
Right.
from the time of August to December, it's on. It's Friday Night Lights.
Right.
For real, for real.
Right.
But I do want to talk to you about this, man. Talk about your recruiting process, man. Talk about the recruit process that you had. Obviously, you get the offer from A&M your freshman year.
Mhm.
But, man, going into your senior year, talk about, the things that you had to face, trying to make a decision that was so important to you to get to the University of Alabama.
Well, at the start of it, as a teen, like young teenager,
Mhm.
going to high school, you gonna like that's like the hype around
Yeah.
school,
Yeah.
right? And
Right.
around your community, you
Right.
get all the notice. You get the pat on the backs. You get
Mhm.
you
People start treating you a little
treating you a little different. Yeah, exactly.
You
So
went star.
exactly, but as over time, that stuff started getting like overwhelming for me.
Right.
I can't talk for nobody else, but for me, I feel like I got a little bit tiring at like
Mm-hmm.
the end.
Right.
So
All the phone calls,
all the phone,
texts,
yeah, all the phone
visits.
calls, yeah, like one time, I ain't gonna say the school, but one time I was just about to doze off on like one of the calls that I was on, and I was just like, and my dad, and like when we got off, he was like, and I told my dad like, Dad, this is getting like too tiring.
Yeah.
Like, but but as it was exciting. I think I just want to appreciate all the schools that had interest in me before I had signed, to Bama. But it was very fun. I ain't gonna lie.
You took all 5 of your official visits?
No, I did. I don't want to say I only did 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Bama and who else?
3. I did 3 then. It was Bama, University of Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and Southern Cal.
That's where I thought you was going. I thought you was going to Texas.
Texas?
I thought Sarkeesian, because I remember me and your mom, Ms. Lord, man, was talking about when y'all went to Texas and how she hit it all with Coach Sarkeesian's wife.
Uh-huh.
And they just bonded on a
Bonded,
whole level. And she's like the team mom on the team.
And
And your mom just felt
my mom is that type of mom.
Yeah,
She like to be involved.
Exactly. And your mom be having the intuition. Mom was having the intuition.
Exactly.
And I remember her saying she just felt like Texas was gonna be a great spot for you. And it's the University of Texas too.
Yeah.
Right. So
Exactly.
my mom, when I was at St. James, she was the Booster Club president.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I think I think at Bama, see my mom, she's
Yep.
involved with stuff. I think
Yep.
she's the team mom at Bama.
Yep. They probably got a nice little group chat.
Exactly.
Organized and everything for the tailgate.
Exactly.
Your
That's
daddy,
exactly, that's
your daddy
exactly
on
what
the
she.
pots. Your daddy on the pots.
Exactly.
Well, he bought that food.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
every time, bro. Every time I'm at home, I always see the post on Twitter with him posting pictures of his food and stuff like that.
He bought the pot.
Didn't your daddy had a catering business at one time, huh?
He did.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did. He used to boil crawfish for schools and for local parties and stuff like that. I used to be there with him.
Yeah. I think he said like once you and Sean D got into college, he wanted to kind of like shut it down so you can have the time to be able to get to y'all games and give y'all his all. You know what I mean? But I do want to talk about this, Shazz, man. A lot of kids, man, when they start getting recruited early in high school, bro, it could be a gift and a curse.
Right.
I done seen a lot of kids get recruited early and get the hype early, and then by the time they senior come, they don't pan out. They kind of underachieve. Not only that, bro, you come from a fantastic two-parent home, man, and I know I might be a little biased because I know your mom and your dad personally, but growing up in a household where your dad's a principal, a real estate has his own real estate company, your mom's a chemist. I mean, they got so many. They had a daycare at one time. They got so many different things they're doing in life to be successful for you and your brother Sean D to look up to, right?
Right.
Then your dad was a football coach,
Right.
and he played college ball.
Right.
You got a brother that signed with Mississippi State coming out of high school that you had to look up to.
Right.
Then you had a real prestigious program like St. James who stays putting out the D1 athletes.
Right.
Man, talk about living up to the bill, bro. With all those different successful stories that you had to look up to coming in when you came into high school, bro.
And, I just did what I did best. Just balled out like I've been on to do. Like you said, my parents they put in me like the work ethic, the praise, and I just had to just do it, do what I do best, not get the big head, not get too cocky, just do what I do best. So,
It never, but you never got to the point where
I never got to the point that I was like worried or like nervous.
It's too hard.
It's too because I knew that I had it in me.
I don't want mom and my dad, my brother to be disappointed in me.
I never had that. So I just knew I never had that quit in me. So I always had that dog in me. So just even when times get hard, I think about what my dad used to put in me and stuff like that. Who made sacrifices for our families for us to be where we are today.
Facts.
So that's why I go back to whenever times get hard, at school, at St. James, or even at school at Bama. So, I mean, there's nothing I could go wrong with.
Right. Because a lot of people, when you chose Bama, because let's be honest, we in LSU territory.
You're right, yeah.
Right? When you chose, and I remember me and you talking about this when you announced it at school on ESPN.
Yeah.
I know that was a hell of a moment for you and your family in that St. James community, but a lot of people questioned the decision for you to go to University of Alabama. Why? First of all, you're in LSU territory. That's number one. But number two, Nick Saban, bro. Like, you hear the stories about Saban, how hard he is as a coach, hard-nosed, and how tough it is at Bama. And, a lot of kids get overwhelmed when they get there.
Right.
So, for you to choose Alabama and go there with that mind frame, like, man, I know what my daddy instilled in me. I watched my brother come up. I came from a program like St. James where nothing was given to me.
Right.
Did all that play a factor into you being able to say, man, I know I could go to Bama and go through that process and be able to be successful?
It did. Most definitely did. So the reason why I went to Bama, I don't think nobody ever know like this, but I wanted to be different. I wanted to be different. I don't like being the average type. I wanted a challenge. I always wanted to be a challenge. Cause it always started out when I transferred to St. James.
That was a big deal.
Exactly.
A lot of people
all my
like
friends, exactly. All my friends that I grew up with in middle school. I mean, preschool. In middle school, I gotta go somewhere else and build the other relationship.
Right.
Like I said, like I had another challenge. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. But you see what the outcome was.
Right.
And so I'm saying is like, maybe I need another challenge since I come this one. Maybe I need to make my name known in some other territory,
Right.
unknown place.
Right.
And then another thing was I knew they had something bigger than Louisiana. I just wanted to see a big like another side of the world
Gotcha.
than Louisiana. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with LSU. I get
Right.
my hats off to LSU, but I just wanted to see. I just wanted to experience something different. You know what I'm saying? And the thing with Nick Saban, he's a he's for the children, like he's for us, like he's
Right.
for the kids. Like he'll give you any amount of chances, to regroup yourself or get back into your normal self. And if you need somebody to talk to, you could go talk to them. Like I remember, I'll never forget this. The thing that Nick Saban did for me, man. My great grandmother had passed away.
I remember that.
He flew like he took I ain't- like he flew me out. Had to that next day to come to catch my grandmother's funeral. And
It was bigger than ball.
right, it's bigger than ball was saving. And he flew me out and flew me back in time, and just in time for the game, for the home game. I'll never forget that moment. Like I'll never think a coach would do that. For me to catch my great grandma's funeral and have me back in time to suit up and play for a game.
Right.
So I mean, for Nick Saban just to do that, man, it says a lot. And he doesn't do that for me. He do that for the whole team.
Right.
He's open arm. He's even though people think he's mad, he's not. Like
He's
just
that way with the media because
exactly.
he has to be
Persona.
a persona, a character. He has to be
Right.
a certain way with the media. But I think with the kids, obviously, playing at the University of Alabama and the standard of the guys that came through there and won the national championship. A lot of these guys have been previous first round picks, but I just think that he's a little different with the kids than he is with the media. I think there's two different Nick Sabans you
is.
get. I think that the coach you get, the kids who are in the locker room, I think they get a different coach than the media gets.
Right.
When he goes to talk to them, I think that he realized that's a whole different job. I think that not every coach can really juggle those two different mindsets.
Right.
But he's one of the few. Like even if I had to look at Coach K or Tom Izzo or something like that, just giving other different coaches, even though they pick different sports, they can juggle the both of the hats. Not every coach.
And that's not easy, bro.
No, it's not easy.
That's
man.
not easy. Seeing what Smitty did, Devontae Smith,
Right.
seeing what he did, choosing Alabama over LSU
Yeah.
and going there and thrive.
Exactly.
Was that like the icing on the cake? Like, man, he left the state and went to Alabama and was a guy and was successful. I could be the next one in line to do it too.
It did play a part.
That was an example for you.
It did play a part, but I seen not just Smitty. I seen, like I said, Christian Harris.
Right.
I seen Slade Bolden.
For Darian Mathis.
Exactly. So I mean, I seen all Louisiana natives that left their territory and made their name pop somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Eddie Lacy.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a good bit of them.
It's a good bit of
It's a good bit of them. But Smitty, Landon Collins, another one, yeah. And that was a big deal when he chose Alabama over LSU.
Mama, look, boy, on ESPN.
Yeah, but I use Smitty, right,
Told Alabama.
right. But I use Smitty because I know y'all in that same room.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was more relatable for you to see,
It was.
and it was recent. And he just caught the game-winning touchdown in the national championship. What, that was like 2 years prior before you came out, or a year? Something like that.
It was
2 years, something like that.
Yeah. It was 2 years.
Yeah.
But your dad did an episode with us, man. And
Hell of an episode, by the way.
Hell of an episode, by the way. And your dad always talked about you being a perseverer and an overcomer, man. That's how he describes you. And he said one of the reasons why I think you chose Alabama is Shaz he's an overcomer, man. He's a perseverer. He looks forward to the challenges that is faced in front of him. He talked about, man, when your older brother was coming out, it was a little different.
Yeah.
He said it's a little different. I kind of had to, I had to show him a little something.
Yeah.
To try to get him to go this way.
Yeah.
Sean D was a wild card.
Marco. But he said, with Shaz, man, Shaz different, man. Shaz just, you put him in a situation, man, they like the challenge. He loves to overcome. He's a persevere, man. Talk about, your dad describing you in that kind of way, man. Like,
man, me and my dad, we got more of a friendship type of relationship now. But growing up, like you said with Sean, I learned. See me, I'm the type of person. If you tell me that stove hot, I ain't gonna touch it.
Sean D gonna touch it.
So when my brother, he gonna touch it. So that's how I grew up, and when I
Learning
see
from his mistakes.
exactly learning from mistakes, and I just grew out of that. But now me and my dad, we got a tight relationship. So he calls me constantly with after every practice I do, after almost every day, seeing like how I am in a room, like what am I doing each and every day to get better, and like how do I build out what out off the day that you know
All right, now,
That mental health.
mental health.
right.
That mental health.
Now, I'm about mess. That's what I do.
You about what?
I'm about mess.
Oh,
I'm about
okay.
trouble. Listen, man. Let's get down to the get down. College football's around the corner. The season's getting ready to start. We got about 45 days, give or take. We're not that far away. This is probably one of the first times I probably say in the first maybe 15 years since Saban has been there that Alabama, roster wise, don't have the familiar names.
Right.
From the quarterback position,
Mm-hmm.
from the receiver position, the running back position, O-line and D-line, secondary linebacker, you name it. It's an unfamiliar roster.
Whole new team.
Whole new team. Ain't no more Heisman trophies over here.
Right. Right.
Talk about the challenge y'all talking about in that locker room that you guys, what is the pressure like? Because obviously there's a prestige at Alabama where it's out of national championship or nothing. Outside looking in, but you guys are in this locker room with unfamiliar names. None of these guys are what people regarded as All-Americans or Heisman Trophy candidates. What's that locker room like this going into the season?
We all got a chip on our shoulder, all of us, because most disrespectful that we not no knock off to the Sugar Bowl, but we wasn't supposed to be. That wasn't what we was facing last year. So without Bryce, without Will, like you said, it's a new team.
It's a new team.
So it's open, and we all got a chip on our shoulders. So we all got a point to prove, and that's our thing. We all got a point to prove this season. So even though that people don't know who we are, that's good. That means that we all got, we got to go get it. We all got to make a statement that, even though without the Bryce, without Will, we still Bama.
You still Bama.
Right.
You still Bama.
So that's what I think this season gonna be about. That that we here to take a stand. That that we gonna be Bama regardless what that without the high class name people. So that we always gonna be dog. That like people saying like that we gonna have a tough year. Nah. Like people, like how you just saying, like how you saying we don't know, like you don't really know nobody, but people don't know we got some dogs, we got some killers that people don't know, but when the season starts, people will know, and people will be back on the train, So that's why I said we got some dogs, and we just got a point to prove to everybody.
I think what happened last season, because let's be real, if Alabama is not competing for a national championship, it's a downhill.
It is.
So the average program in the country, y'all the year last year was a hell of a year.
Correct.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think what happened last year, and when you look at SEC Media Day, and
oh man,
everybody picking LSU, you know what I mean? And everybody talking about Bama gonna finish second or third. Man, all you doing is giving Saban bulletin board material.
Adding fuel to the fire.
Right.
We just sitting back, just watch.
Exactly.
And it goes
exactly.
What I'm trying to say is that you don't have that, like, you don't have the Heisman Trophy. Let's just take what the team that you just had. But prior to that, man, you had Devontae Lee, Jerry Jeudy, Najee Harris on that offense. Man, Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, you start thinking about Henry Ruggs, Jalen Watt, just some of the names that used to. If you just think about the past 15 years, man, whether the Alabama was a national championship contender or not, you had names, you had brand recognitionable players, and when you look at this team, no disrespect to your guys, we're just as fans and as the public.
Y'all asking who
we're not familiar with the group.
Yeah.
We're just not familiar with that group. We don't know who the quarterback is. We don't know who the running backs are. We know they got you. Some people are familiar with Ja'Cory Brooks. Some people are not. And it's like, well, who?
Burton came back, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Burton came back.
Yeah.
Harold the one left.
Yeah, he left.
Harold left. Burton came back. You still got with Kobe Prentice.
Isaiah Bond.
Yeah.
You got Kendrick Law, Malik Benson, the JUCO, the big JUCO.
Yeah. I think he gonna put a lot of people on notice.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like
the room deep.
Like we deep. Like we deep. But like you said, people don't know him. But we really deep, and we got a lot of fire in the room.
Exactly. Exactly. And one thing you know about a Nick Saban coach team, they're gonna be the most disciplined, the most prepared.
Right.
Scheme wise, you ain't gonna. It's typically Saban's not gonna get out schemed. You know what I mean? And if people think that just because they don't have a Heisman Trophy candidate, right now on their roster, you're sadly mistaken if you think when these people come rolling in week 1 and throughout the season that we're not going to see Bama like we've been seeing in the past years. Nah. With all that being said, I do think the real reason why people are questioning Bama is because of the quarterback situation.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? It's with Milroe and
Ty Simpson, Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, with Simpson. You know what I'm saying? And from my sources, they saying it's coming down to Milroe and Simpson. And I think what Saban's going to end up doing, I think Simpson's going to get majority of the snaps, but he's going to have packages for Milroe because Milroe is one of those quarterbacks you got to have some packages for him because he might be. I think he's the fastest person on the team, huh?
He one of them.
If he not, he's one of them, right? And when you got a dynamic athlete like that, you gotta put him in position. Put the ball in his hand at least 8 to 10 times a game. I think Saban gonna do a good job of it, and he's gonna figure a way to make that quarterback room thrive.
Not just that,
this season.
You got a new OC in Tommy Reese,
right? Young cat.
So so you got a young
came from Notre Dame.
Tommy played at Notre Dame, so
and he brought his quarterback from Notre Dame to Bama. So it's three.
So it's you got the unfamiliarity, but I do want to give props to your receiver coach. I'm gonna talk about him a little bit in your podcast, man. Which is Holden Wiggins. Man, I think this guy is probably one of the most underrated receiver coaches in the game. When you're thinking about the amount of receivers that recently went first round, Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, Jamison Williamson, who transferred from Ohio State. These former first round picks. Talk about being in a room with him. Because that's a lot of time you spend your time with your position coach.
Right.
Talk about being in that room with him and how he's getting you guys to understand the task at hand of how to become somebody of this caliber coming out of this university. Because there's expectations of, a Alabama receiver, an Alabama running back. We're not just talking about getting to that shit, but just expectations of you being a dominant football player. Talk about being in the room, the conversation y'all having with him.
Coach Wade, he is really a down to earth type of coach. He's another part of the reason why that, with my great grandma passing, he helped me with that too. But, he's just like one of us. He still got that young mindset, still want to be in the circle with the guys and stuff like that. So he understands.
Relatable.
Exactly. Yeah. So he likes to hang around us a lot. But man, he has a lot of knowledge, like you said. He put a lot of people in the league, and he's patient, and he know how to coach his room.
Right.
He know how certain people act and he know how people react to certain words that he say and stuff like that. But he's real down to earth dude, man, and he just look out for you whenever way he can. I was supposed to be at his house today later on, but I told him I was gonna be out of town. But he'll do stuff like that, bonding and stuff like that.
Have y'all bonding stuff,
but just with the plays wise, man, he'll meet with you individually, go through it with you, and man, if you have any questions, man, you can hit him any time of the day. He'll just walk you down with you. So even when practice, man, he'll tell you what you gotta work on and what you could do after practice, and which stuff that can help you with your game. He's just a very blunt dude.
I think he's extremely underrated. To me, he's reminded me of a lot of Curtis Johnson when he was at Miami. A lot of the guys that's coming out of that program, like this may be a little bit before your time, but you're talking about the Reggie Waynes and the Santana Mosses and Andre Johnson, the guys that he was just pumping out. What Curtis was doing. To me, he has that same kind of effect of guys when they come into the University of Alabama. It's just like, man, you looking at the offense. I'm looking at, man, who coaching them guys?
Right.
Who coaching them? I don't care about the university. Somebody got to be putting the dudes in.
Right.
And it just ain't happening because of the University of Alabama.
Right.
No. Somebody got to be putting the work into these guys. And I'm saying to myself, man, he's not getting the amount of credit publicly. I know it's a Nick Saban program, so Nick Saban will get all the praise and the glory.
Right.
But I'm also looking at him as the position coach, and I'm saying to myself, man, Coach Wiggs is but like I said, coming to this year group, it's a lot of question marks in terms of you guys. You guys are not getting the reputation brand like the LSU receiving group.
Right.
They getting the reputation, or like the Ohio State receiving group. They coming into college football this year, with a star-studded receiving Ohio State like a Marvin Harrison Jr. You get like an LSU group with Neighbors, Kyron Lacey,
Right.
And the other guys they got there. You guys are kind of like that. What Bama group gonna do? But I'm gonna get the receiver coach. Like, it's not matter if, it's a matter when.
Right.
Exactly.
Because it's a matter when.
Because right now, I ain't gonna lie, he putting in some overtime. He putting some overtime with us.
He motivated.
Exactly. Like he a challenge. That's what I'm saying. So like, if he passed this challenge,
right,
like you said, everybody in the room will get people start getting noticed.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so he gonna start getting more praise.
Right. I do want to tap into this, man. Everybody that know me know I'm very passionate about where I'm from, the Tri-Parish area, man. Shazz, man, talk about over the last 6-7 years, bro. We've been pumping a lot of D1 talent out of that Tri-Parish.
Right.
When you talk about somebody like yourself who was 13 overall on ESPN, right? You talk about somebody like Mason Smith, was the #1 overall player in the country, right? You talk about Ja'Kai Douglas. You talk about Jalen Lucas. You talk about Chavez Brown. You talk about DeMarcus Mitchell, who's in the NFL right now. Meek Robinson, who's in the NFL right now. Cedric Williams, who went to Ellender. I know I'm forgetting some people, but your brother, Shawn D, right? When you see how the landscape of the talent that's coming out that Tri-Parish area, man, where you from, man? We was born and raised, man, that Thibodeau area, right? Talk about how that makes you feel, man, to see that our area is starting to get noticed for the talent, because it always had it, but it seems like now, with guys like yourself paving the way,
right,
is putting a lot of these colleges on notice.
Man, I think it's just growth for real. That all the people that went D1 and that had earned for scholarships and motivated the youth beneath us,
right?
And that they see our work ethic and the stuff that we go through to get to where we at now. I feel like that we poured into them without even saying a word.
Really? Because they watching everything you do.
Exactly. And I think it just motivates them even more that I want to be like him. But if somebody out the Tri-Parish come to me talking, have a conversation, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me.
Right.
But after all that being said and done, that I think we're just growing, and I think we're going in the right direction. Because man, in the Tri-Parish, it's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. With violence, you don't know what type of households you in, man.
Right.
You gotta make a lot of sacrifices. Everybody not in the same predicament as everybody else. So you gotta live a different way that your partner live. So you just gotta make the right decisions, and you just gotta grow up a little faster.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
So but I really think we're going in the right direction. I really think that the Tri-Parish is gonna be, it's already on the map.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hotbed.
So like you said, they just said an article about Tavon Reed. He's doing big things
at Auburn. Yep.
But like Thibodeau native.
Yeah.
So just us coming together, and that we just coming up as a group, as a unit.
Yeah.
And putting us on the map.
Yep.
It just means that that anything possible. Anything possible for for us and for the kids, and that we got something more to live for.
It give kids something to look forward to.
Exactly. Look forward to.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think about people like your daddy, man, who has so many relationships, right? And I think people don't understand how that's an important piece. Anybody that's watching this podcast, you might be from a small town up north or in the middle of nowhere, right?
You gonna
if you can get out and rub elbows and meet people and treat people the right way, like your dad has done, like Ernest Harvey was a big time trainer down our area, Turk, Kamula. You know what I mean? People like that who has relationships. I think that plays an important piece in whatever area you're in to help with kids getting noticed and getting exposure and getting recruited, because it's a relationship business. because for people that don't understand what I mean by that, right? When these college coaches fly into Louisiana, they're flying into MSY, New Orleans, right? And they're trying to go New Orleans, Baton Rouge, right? They're not really trying to drive an hour to the bayou.
That's out of the way.
That's out of the way. That's out of the way. And it's been like that for years, but things are changing. Now they saying, you know what? When I'm gonna tap all New Orleans. Then I'm gonna make that hour drive.
Highway 20.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make that hour drive to the Tri-Paris. Go make my stops in that area because I know they got kids down there now.
I gotta catch 90 first.
Right. Then I hit the back way through Napoleonville, hit the Sunshine Bridge, and go to Baton Rouge. Right. And it wasn't like that years ago, but now you're starting to see. And I think that, you know, like I just said, people like yourself and the guys I name, and I know I forgot a bevy of other kids.
Yeah, I think
right.
But Dontavian Moore was coming out there.
Dontavian Moore, another one who's playing for the 49ers right now. You know what I mean? I think now, you know, college coaches understand we got to go down there to that Tri-Parish area because they got kids down there.
You got to come shop down there.
Yeah, you got to come shop.
You got to come shop.
If you want to come add to me, if you're a college football coach right now, I'm just putting it out there. If you can't put the Tri-Parish on your cart, I can't help you.
Right. Skipping out.
I can't help you.
Right.
Because right now, when you start looking at a guy like Jalen Lucas, what he's doing in the Big Ten, Ja'Kai Dugley, what he's doing in the ACC, what you're doing in the SEC, I mean, what Mason Smith doing at LSU. I mean, when you start looking about the Tri-Parish, I mean, think about what the Meat did for conference. You got
3-time All-American.
You got to go add that to the cart. And it's not about them becoming what y'all became. It's about an opportunity. Because it's one of the things I noticed about just being, if you part of Southern Louisiana, where I consider Tri-Parish part of the Southern Louisiana part, man, the level of resiliency that comes out of this part of the southern part of the state, I would say Baton Rouge on down. That's no disrespect to Lafayette, Lake Charles, and no one north. I have none of disrespect about those areas. But something about these areas, we are affected by these storms a lot.
Right.
And so our level of resiliency is much higher than a lot of people. And so we kind of take that with us everywhere we go. Like that dog, that mentality of, man, I've been through a lot, man. You ain't been through. You've been through every little.
Add fuel to the fire.
Fuel to the fire. Like
I gotta get out. Like I gotta do something. Like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta do something for my family. Like,
because speaking of that, like your senior year, when the hurricane hit, what y'all didn't even have y'all helmets?
No, we didn't even have helmets. We had to borrow helmets from somebody else.
I remember that
for about a good 2 games, and then
white helmets.
Exactly.
We
had some white helmets, and they smacked the emblem on the side of the helmet.
Man, y'all look
that was it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that other parts of the United States don't have a level of resiliency. I'm not saying y'all don't have problems. I'm not saying none of that stuff. I'm not disregarding, because every area has their own thing.
Right.
But man, when you come from Southeast Louisiana, it's just that level. It's that resiliency that you take with you.
Right.
And it's hard. It's infectious. It's one of those things where, man, when you go to another state, like for yourself, you would decide to go to Alabama, man, all that go with you.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, man, when I hear a dog, man, you don't know. Man, y'all don't know. But y'all about to find out.
Exactly.
Y'all about to find out.
I just had a coach hit me the other day. He just got a coaching opportunity. He said, "Gee, listen, I got to get some kids from the boot, man. I got to get some kids from that Southern Louisiana area, bro. Like, they just different, bro. Like, different. Everywhere I've been, they be wired different. They bring a certain type of energy, a certain type of infectious personality to the building. I need that. You know what I'm saying? He was just telling me that the other day, and it just goes back to what y'all saying. You know, it's different, dog. You know, especially like where I'm from, bro. It's a lot of poverty going on. A lot of poverty going on. But it does bring me to my next question, which is, Chaz, especially in that typical area, where a lot of your friends came from, where you played park ball at and things like that. Man, so many kids are going on the wrong path, right? And making bad decisions. And it's so many kids I know, man, that came through the Tri-Parish, bro, preferably in that typical area, that didn't even make it to their junior year in high school, right? Great athletes, right? How are your mom and your dad able to separate you, you know, from being around the wrong crowd, man, and making those bad decisions? Well, you was gonna be able to put yourself in a situation like you are today.
like, so what my dad tells me is, you gotta surround yourself by people that's gonna make you greater. That's gonna keep that's like that you gonna like separate yourself from.
Mm-hmm.
So he tells me a lot that always watch for who you hang around with, and like anybody can bring your representation down.
Yeah.
And you know that you got a lot to lose than anybody else. But grateful for me, I got my circle, my friend group. They always lift me up, and I lift them up. So like what you said, my dad, he likes to give back and stuff like that. That's my part. That's what I like to do. I like to give back. I like to give back to people that to that to bring up with me.
Yeah.
And then if I meet people that's higher than me, I won't come up to them.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So you got to meet people that's up to echelon and use that so
Right.
you can reach their potential. So that's what my dad told me to surround myself with. So I think my circle and my friend group that I gotta bring myself up to their standards.
But that's not easy, bro.
You're
Especially
right.
in this day and age. Like
You're
I know a lot of kids who come from great households, right?
Right.
And they still decide to go
That
the
way.
wrong way and hang with the wrong crowd and do things they shouldn't be doing. Like you saying it like it was so easy, but I know it wasn't.
You're right. It wasn't, because there are some things I wanted to do with some people that, look cool and want,
Right.
like maybe probably accept me with some more friends and this side.
Mhm.
But I had a strong mindset that, like I can't do this and I can't do the certain things that certain people do, and that I got something bigger to accomplish,
Mhm.
and I got something bigger in store. So I mean, I just see like all like the effect, like that's the effect if I do this. So
Right.
I'll see like what like the outcome will be if I do that. So I mean I just stay away from that, and I just build like I just stay and keep my distance.
Keep your
sometimes.
distance.
It brings me to, man, and I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm pretty sure you might know who I'm talking about. You got a kid from the Thibodeau area, man. I was just talking to him a couple of weeks ago, him and his daddy, because they did some type of event in Thibodeau. I forgot the name of the event, but it was basically like bringing awareness to gun violence and keeping kids off the streets. And this particular kid, man, he's paralyzed because he got shot in his area a couple of years ago, bro. And this kid
Was a baller.
a baller, bro.
I'm coming baller.
He would be going into his senior.
I'm about to say I seen him when he was in middle school.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, but
Basketball and football.
but
Like,
but like I said, hang around the wrong crowd.
yeah.
You gotta just know when to just walk away, or when you just gotta tell your friend, all right, man, I'm out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
And I was talking to him and he was just telling me like, man, gee, like if I could go back 2 years ago, I'd do everything differently now because he's seeing people in our area who he played with, and he see them like getting offers and going to college and stuff like that, and it's putting them in a dark place. And what my advice to him was, you can't go back, can't change the past.
What you could do?
What you could do now is
you gotta program your mind to write a new story.
and pour back into the kids that's coming up. Tell them the mistakes that you made, right? Bring awareness to what happened, and see if you can shine light on that and help the rest of the kids that's coming up in this area.
Right.
And you can't save them all, but if you could save 4 or 5 of them,
Right.
man, you didn't did God's work.
Exactly.
It's one of those things that he got to program their mind to write a new story,
Right.
and it's not easy. It's gonna be a path. It's gonna be a journey because,
doubt.
especially when you're in your youth, because you still have your life ahead of you.
Exactly.
It's different maybe if you're at an older peer age, is to kind of pour back because you kind of feel like you're older. And you kind of feel like you lived that moment in time. But when you still like when you're in that time, when you feel like you still want to live, but now you've been asked to write a different chapter, and you're like, man, that's gonna be very difficult for them to do because they feel like they still got living to do.
And then to top it off, he was a sports fanatic.
Yes.
Oh, that makes it
just not him, just not doing that anymore.
Yes.
in that way. Oh,
Right.
it's gonna kill it.
Right, but like you said, you gotta
You got a new story.
you gotta write a new story and like what you could do to build off that. Like,
Right.
You can't be stuck in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to tell the people that I went to school with, that you can't be. I don't want you to be stuck here.
Right.
I don't what you could do from right now that's gonna build you up.
Right.
That's
Facts.
either you just going to school, just to go to school, and that's what I tell people. That's what I tell when I go back to St. James. That's what I tell like the players and then the people at school at St. James still, man, just go to school. Just go to school. Like you don't know who you gonna meet, what you gonna see. Like there's more than just St. James. There's more than just
For real,
Thibodeau.
bro.
There's more than just Homer. Like just go out and go see like the world. Like there's more to it, and like you don't know what could happen. You don't know if your life could go up. You don't know if you can make a business or you know what I'm
I
saying.
have no idea.
You have no idea.
To piggyback off what you're saying, we probably wouldn't be doing this FanView podcast if I didn't go to Southeastern and meet Fred.
See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like that's how we met. I didn't grow up with Fred. We met in
college.
You know what I mean? And built a relationship, and we had a common interest in sports, and we was very passionate about it. Let's start a podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So it's piggybacking exactly off of what you're saying right now.
Exactly. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy because at Bama, it's the same. It's the same way. Like
I know you meet some prominent people out there in Tuscaloosa, boy.
Because like you go walk clean past $1 million person, you wouldn't even know.
Exactly.
But you gotta have the right approach.
Right.
You gotta have the right approach. But man, I talked to so many people. Man, I talked to somebody it was some dude and his daddy, he parked on a Puma.
See what I'm saying?
Would have never known.
Exactly.
So
This is a simple conversation off of just what this what the professor said just a while ago. And that's how the conversation started. You know what I'm saying? He talking about, do I play football? And then that's how it started.
That's part owner of Puma. Come on.
Crazy.
And because when you go to college, you meeting people from all over the world. Like even though I went to a smaller school at Southeastern, bro, we met people from California.
Right.
Exchange students.
Yeah.
Like we met all kind of people, bro. And the relationships that I built in college.
I was a roommate with a foreign exchange student.
Right. I built so many relationships in college. And not to say, it's to use anybody, but I've benefited in so many different ways from the relationships I built when I was in college, bro. And that's on a smaller scale at Southeastern. So I can only imagine when you're at a school like Alabama,
man.
It's probably the scale probably 10 times larger.
Right. And then, Tuscaloosa it's small, but it got a lot of it's an SEC school.
A lot of money.
What?
A lot of money.
I see a lot going like.
Now I do want to bring this up. You're at Tuscaloosa, you got a season coming up.
Right.
What are your expectations for yourself as a receiver?
Right.
How do you see? Cause this is my position. I'm a fanatic when it comes to this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That second season, I know it's your it's your freshman year, right?
Right.
But it's still a second season, right?
Right.
For a lot of players that play your position, doesn't mean they can't go day one at a pro player or day two or nothing like that. But that second season is their highlight year. Right. That's the year that they put a lot of people and put everybody in college football, put the media and everyone else on notice about who if they don't have the freshman year they're talking about, they typically do it at their second year. Mm-hmm. What are your expectations for you this year?
Man, I'm so hungry and ready to get back on the field. It's a shame,
yeah.
Man. Like I'm just eager to get back on the field because I got a lot on my plate that I just need to eat.
Right,
right there, man. But nah, like this year, man. I just need to get off the ground. This is my breakout year. I promise you that. This is I did my time. Last year, I seen the ropes and this, that, and the third. But this year, this is my year. I'm coming and taking it all, and I'm coming full throttle.
Right.
Ain't letting off the gas, no nothing. So it's gonna start off at fall camp, and then the ball gonna start rolling in. Y'all the first to hear it because I ain't never said this. I ain't never said this out loud, but it's about to go down with 1-8. So what I'm saying. So.
Facts. I was talking to your dad about Shawn D's process and a little bit about your process and with the times that we're living in, right? Mm-hmm. With the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People are dipping out.
Yeah.
Left and right. Soon as some adversity hit, or as soon as things don't go the way they want it to go early on.
They got the rollerblades on.
They dipping out, right?
Yeah.
And I asked your dad, I'm like, y'all ever considered leaving Mississippi State with Shawn D? It's like, no. It was like, it was a conversation that we had. Don't get me wrong.
Mother said, yeah.
We had a conversation about it, but he said, my advice to my son was to stick it out and figure it out. And, we even talked about you a little bit. And he made a good point, bro. if you go back and look at John Michie, Jameson Williamson, who else was on that in that class with them? It was 3 of them.
Slade.
Who?
Slade.
Yeah, but I'm talking about they got drafted.
Got drafted.
Who's the third one?
I know Michie got drafted in the 3rd round to the Texans. I know Williamson went to the 1st round to the Lions.
Who was the first? I can't believe I'm having a brain fart like this. It was 3 of them. But my point is, when you go back and look at their career at Bama, right? They had one good year.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
One good year, bro.
1 good year.
One good year.
Yeah.
And that's what your dad was telling me. You know, Mr. Shawn was saying, he was like, gee, everybody path different. Everybody process different. He was like, all it takes is 1 year.
1 year.
1 year. He was like, you ball out 1 year, you're in a good position to make yourself a draft pick.
Yep.
So he said, me and Sean D and me and Shaz, we not getting caught up with what everybody else doing and trying to get that overnight success.
Right.
We're gonna go through this process and we're gonna figure it out. Nah. Some circumstances are different.
Different.
You know, sometimes it is some certain situations where kids do need to get in the transfer portal.
Yeah, they got a head coach that's been fired.
Yeah, you know,
got that recruited you and brought you in.
Yeah,
it'd be a case where
every situation is different. But you know, as it pertains to you and Sean D, Mr. Shawn was big on saying we not just about to up and leave just because things ain't go our way the first year. Man, we gonna figure this thing out and we gonna do whatever it takes on our end what we can control to be the best version of ourselves. And I think what you just said, it lets me know that your mindset is in the right place and you understand that. Look, some people come in as a true freshman and ball out.
Right.
Everybody's situation different.
And you might feel some type of way because you know what I'm saying. Because I felt some type of way, but you know, man, that fueled your fire. And my dad and my parents, you know, they kept me cool. Like you said, they always checked in on me, my mental.
Yep.
You know, they got my mental right. You know, we had to start from ground one. What we need to work on for this off season,
right?
And let's build all that. So right after the 2 weeks after the Sugar Bowl, we got right. We went to start training and stuff like that. And we just start building all that. And now I feel ready than ever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So now I feel like myself.
Right.
2019.
Facts. Think about this, right?
Facts.
Were you there for spring your freshman year?
I wasn't. I came in summer.
You went to early enrollee?
No,
I don't know why I thought you was an early enrollee.
Think about that, right? A lot of kids may have confidence. They may get an early enrollee. They may go have some fall camp. They feel like they're ahead. You know, you had a whole season now. You may be a little more comfortable.
Right.
Than you were as a true freshman. Now, some people going to come in as a true freshman. Listen, that's their role.
Right.
That's their path, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody's role has to be that. Some of the kids that were first-round picks that came out of Alabama didn't come in with studs freshman year. Najee Harris is a first-round pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He did not play his freshman year in Alabama with all them backs that he came there with.
Kamara ain't play.
Kamara didn't play.
Kamara transferred.
Henry didn't play. He won the high
transferred.
So, I mean, when you start thinking...
Landon Collins. I remember when Landon Collins came into Alabama, everybody thought he was going to start as a true freshman. Everybody. I thought he was going to start as a true freshman. You know, number 1 safety in the country. I think he was like number 8 overall. He was an Under Armour All-American. All he did was special teams.
Man, when I say about me not playing as much, even though when you come out as a hot topic out of high school, I think that kind of humbles you. And I think that humbled me. You know, even after the season, I look back and I'm like, man, this stuff really humbled me and it made me more hungrier. So now, that's what Coach Wiggs said. Coach Wiggs told me, said maybe this year was just like maybe just to add fuel to your fire.
Yeah.
So I took that and I ran with. I'm like, right.
Yeah.
I am hungry.
Facts. Facts. And I think so too. And I tell this to a lot of kids that I mentor. Sometimes when you're going through that, when you do hit your breakthrough and you start seeing some success, it make you appreciate it more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It make you appreciate
like I worked so
the
hard.
journey.
Like I worked so hard for this, you know, and it fit. Like you feel like you know.
And I think that even that I think what happens is when you go through those adversities and but you got to have the athletic ability too. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
But when you get kind of humble and you really, really work hard and you really put the work in, I think you're just gonna be hard to stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna be hard to stop. Cause now you're looking at it like,
Cause you don't want to go back.
you ain't trying to get back.
Cause you know that feeling.
You know that feeling of,
Man, I know I do it.
I was there. I had to come in here, humble myself, pay the dues, not because you did anything wrong, but that's just your freshman year. Now you have to go in there, put more work in, get your body. Boy, y'all not ready.
I'm about to say, cause boy, I was just thinking about this, boy. My first touchdown, boy Saban just got to tell me something, cause boy, I'm cut up so bad. He just like that touchdown gonna mean everything.
Yeah.
Like you don't know, like
all the stuff that's been bothering me.
Like, boy, the stuff that I've been had to hold in, like boy, I'm gonna let this show.
As long as you don't cost no penalty.
Hey, reflect back on the moment when you and your brothers on the field at the same time and ESPN caught it and the whole thing went viral on social media, man. Talk about that moment.
Man, like, so I got in for, a couple of minutes left in the game. I had ran a little route and I met him over there. So
he didn't know you was in the game.
He didn't.
I could tell.
He didn't. So like, I ain't gonna say what I said to him.
Right.
I'm gonna say the PG-13, like the 13 version.
Right.
I said, what I said, I said, what's up, little boy? And then he turned around, and then he got all excited and stuff like that. But I ain't gonna say what I really said.
Right.
That moment there, and I'm not being facetious because you on the podcast. I'm really not, bro. I'm truthfully am not saying this just because you're here. When I saw that clip, I was like, that's one of my highlights of college football.
Yeah.
It was one of my highlights of college football. Just to see Shawn, to see Shazz, and like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a brotherly moment of like, wow. Like, I know we talk about stats, we talk about wins and losses, we talk about players' abilities, we talk about all that. But that moment right there was like my moment of like, that's another reason of college football.
Everybody was talking about it on social media.
Yeah. I was really thrilled of the like, hey man, that's what that is about.
That all the hard work that me and my brother put into that showed my parents a lot of appreciation that that we be doing this for y'all too, that appreciate for y'all that
in that little moment right there, it wasn't about Bama versus Mississippi
that was a
State.
Preston moment.
That was a Preston moment.
Yes.
And it was just like, dog. And for them to they got the clip right. And I was just like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a moment that of all the 2022 college football, there's a lot of clips that people gonna remember. You can't leave that one out.
No doubt. Your dad always talk about when he was growing up, he had all of the things he needed, but he didn't have a whole lot of things that he wanted. That, they didn't grow up in the best situation.
Right.
And that motivated him to when he met your mom and they started having you and Shawn D, that they wanted to give y'all the best life that they could, better than how he grew up. Talk about, because he say I know he always talks about how he reminds y'all of how he grew up. Talk about how that motivates you, bro. To be highly successful, and not just in the game of football, but in life.
That just me being grateful. Just me and my brother being grateful for what we have, and just embracing it and not taking everything for granted. Because we didn't have to live this lifestyle.
Right.
We could have been in a whole different lifestyle. So just us being appreciative of what we got and and blessed to be in the position that we in. We just gotta embrace it and take advantage of what our people then store to us to for us to be successful in life. Like you said, man, my mom is a warrior. My dad is a warrior. Man, they went through some stuff.
Yeah, bro.
For us to be where we at today.
Yes.
I mean,
a lot of sacrifice.
Right, a lot of sacrifice, man. Talking about camps, talking about basketball games, and they just
money.
A
lot of money.
Just being just taking care of us, man. Just to put us in the position that we is right now. Man, it was just like that moment right there. That's all. That was all that was.
Right.
All the stuff that they stored to us. That all that was for us to just meet head on. But this year, gonna be for real. I know it. This is gonna be for real.
I know
what I'm saying?
I'm glad to hear you say that, because I find sometimes, at your age, some kids don't appreciate how blessed they are sometimes.
Right.
Right. You kind of think like, man, this supposed to be like that.
Nah,
Johnny down the street ain't living like that.
Ain't living like that.
So, to hear you say that, and I could tell that you have a real appreciation for what your mom and your dad did, sacrificing all through the years for you and your brother, bro. That says a lot about you, because a lot of kids, I know a lot of kids that's in some blessed situations, and they are not appreciative, and they don't understand all the things that their mom and their parents did for them growing up.
I know my kid. I be ready to give him a Stone Cold Stunner every now and then. back. You tripping?
Yeah.
Going too far.
Yeah. But before we go, man, we got to do Shazz favorites, man. Shazz favorites. Here we go. Favorite football player of all time.
Michael Vick.
Atlanta Vic or V-Tech Vic or Eagles Vic?
Atlanta.
Yeah, it got to be Atlanta.
ATL?
Got to be Atlanta.
Vic.
Favorite NBA player or favorite basketball player of all time?
Is either out of LeBron or Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the attraction to Kyrie Irving?
He's smooth with it. He too smooth, bro.
Mhm.
Them handles too tight, bro. Them handles too tight, but he just make you say, ooh.
Right.
Every game just, ooh, just.
No argument when it comes to the hand.
Right. You can't. What? Oh,
I
man.
can't
He can hit
either.
you with the Euro, come
Yeah.
back with the other ones. Oh, Lord,
He
man.
get the bitches anyway.
That's what I'm saying. How you want it? What you want to do?
Yeah.
What you want to
What you wanna do?
So,
Yeah. Favorite movie of all time?
I'm an action type of guy, so let me see. That John Wick was hard, though.
It's a good one.
I was mad when he died.
They had to kill him.
Nah, they ain't had to do my dude like
They
that.
had to kill him.
But nah, I'll say that Wick for sure.
All right.
That Wick for sure.
Favorite sneaker of all time?
Sneaker?
The Patent Leathers?
Huh?
Patent Leathers or
It's the 11th. We know it's Jordan, but what number?
These and probably, these and I'll do the dunks.
Gotcha.
Gotta do the 13s.
See, cause at first I really wasn't a Jordan. Like I ain't get my first pair of Jordans for real till I was like a senior.
What you was wearing?
I was just wearing straight Nikes.
Like she Nikes and stuff.
Yeah, dunks and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I gave my son a pair of Jordans at 7 years old for Christmas. Ran through them.
They don't appreciate them.
Never doing it again.
I just started. My son just made 13 in January. I just started like getting him like exclusive shoes, probably over the last 4-5 months. Cause now I'm starting to see he take care of his shoes now. He appreciate them now. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm not about to go buy G's and you gonna just go outside and no.
3 weeks later, brother, I was frustrated. Took 3 weeks. I mean, shoe.
Yeah.
Brother, shoe carnival it is.
Yeah. Bro, I tried to get my daddy some shoes. Man, never again.
He cut grass on them.
Man, walk in the back of him. We bought this man some off-white Nikes. Man, you know how expensive.
Yeah.
Man, I'm talking about shoelaces tied, like pulled up to everlasting grace, and then got the nerve to walk in the back of him, talking about his feet hurt. Man, me and my mama was mad. That's how you know that it was
He
real.
disrespected them.
I'm like, bro, what you doing? I'm like, I'm not buying you not another pair of shoes ever again.
But I got to get my dog Mr. Shawn right, man.
Yeah, but
man.
nah, that's what I used to wear though. I used to wear dunks and off-white shoes and
Favorite coach of all time, no matter what level, that made the most impact on you.
Ooh. Oh man. Oh boy, they gonna hate me for this one. But I'ma say Coach Val.
Valdez?
Yeah. We got some funny. We had some battles. Ooh, boy, we had some battles, boy. But I'll say Coach Val. I'll share this story with Coach Val. One day at practice, man, I think it was summer practice. We had just helmets on, man. And so my nose at the time, was when I get overheated, my nose start bleeding and stuff like that. And I don't think he know that. Man, that dude messing with me one time. He raised my helmet up like the chin, and it hit my nose, bro. And he hit it. Man, my stuff started being ball walked off the field. I said, I went off and said, da da da.
What grade you was in?
I think I was, I want to say, I want to say, I was a junior. Yeah, I was a junior. So then I went off. I was like, da 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 da. Yeah, I walked off. I said, he tried to call me back. Nah, I don't want to hear that. I'm in the locker room. He sent my buddy, my Coral Birds on, and just come check on me. I said, man, no, son, I'm done for the day, son. So then he came in here. Then he can't apologize and stuff like that. He talking about how the season gonna be and stuff like that. But man, at the time, boy, I was heated, boy. I was heated. But nah, Coach Val taught me a lot of. That's the funniest coach I ever been around, man. The funniest coach. Just him in game, out game, on the field, off the field. Straight up dude, man. Very straight up dude.
And y'all was able to share a state championship together too.
Right, man. Right.
Big.
Right, man. But we even though when we do bump heads, it's all love.
love.
Man. At the end of the day, man.
Yeah.
It's all love. Even though he been keeping up with me since.
You been at Grambling? Yeah.
Yeah, and even before, I'm talking about Little League. I'm talking about, yeah.
Well, him and your daddy got up.
Yeah.
Go way back from
Yeah.
high these.
Cause where we used to play at for Little League, his house was like literally down the street. So like he'll come check in on like some stuff. So then
And that's crazy how it came full circle.
Connection.
It's crazy. Relationships.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Toughest DB you ever went against?
I'm gonna say this. When coming up and hot, he gonna know it. He gonna laugh when he see this too. Greedy Vance, bro.
Oh, you like the second person or third person that said it
Greedy Vance
on this podcast.
Boy, I ain't gonna lie, he woke me up, boy, cause one day at camp, one day a little high school camp, I'ma come and be a sophomore. Well, he got in my chest bad, boy. He got in my chest one time bad. Then he made a post about me.
You did?
Yeah, boy. I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that, boy. Woke me up quick. So I said, all right, I got something for him. So we came back again. So I met up with him again at a camp and we went at it, boy. But nah, he the one that woke me up talking about, boy, to say that this stuff real. Like, it's about to get serious right now.
Yeah, Greedy, Jamie is a technician, bro.
Nah, we cool on that though. All that stuff on the side.
Yeah, y'all computers.
Talk about it though. We always laugh and giggle about it whenever we meet up with each other. But it's all love with me and Jamie, man.
Yeah.
Whenever we meet up and work out, have a little workout session. But man.
Yeah.
He doing good things too.
Yeah, he led on Florida State in interceptions this past year.
Yes.
So he's definitely trending in the right direction.
But yeah, after that, there ain't really nobody else too.
Oh. Favorite place to visit, if you have, or favorite place that you want to visit?
Like in the country?
It don't matter. In the country, out the country, it don't matter.
I always said that I wanted to go to Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Just
South America.
Just to see, like,
I heard they Mardi Gras crazy.
Exactly.
I heard they Mardi Gras crazy in Brazil.
Exactly. But
Add it to the bucket list.
but in state, I never been to New York before.
We all cool.
I never been.
See the statue, man. Go visit those little boroughs up.
I always wanted to see what it was.
Cool. You'll like it.
I heard it's fast paced.
Harlem, it is. Queens, Harlem. I got lost a couple times in New York on the train.
Oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Because like when you hop off, you gotta hop on so many different ones to get to where you trying to get there, and it's like, bro, it be moving fast. And
just keep me in the main part, man. Just keep me in the main.
Yeah, because you ain't really driving in New York.
You know what I'm saying? It's all on feet. It's all on feet.
It's a lot of
all on feet.
Better get your Metro Pass.
Yeah. Favorite celebrity crush?
Zendaya.
Who?
Zendaya.
Who is that?
Who's that?
You don't know Zendaya?
No.
Oh my God, man.
Who is that?
Who is this?
Man, Zendaya, that's the.
Get
Go ahead, yeah. Back. She on Spider-Man, yeah.
Oh, man.
Man, real talk, man. What's she?
I'm about.
Oh, hold on. You mean like the movie? Like I mean, talking about the animated movie. Talking about like the action movie.
Yeah. The newer one, like the homecoming one.
Be tough.
She is. She is. She about to hit my
How she look, Fred? How she look?
Yeah, bet. All right.
You talking about her?
Yeah. What you?
She attractive. She attractive. She okay.
Let me see.
Okay. Well, you gotta see her, bro. Like the beauty.
She regular too. Like she not Instagram famous.
No, she,
Man,
that's a picture.
I'm about to say, yeah, that's
not
just
a picture.
picture.
She probably,
That's not a
probably
picture.
got a million something.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Make sure we look at the same person.
Yeah, she is beautiful.
She's a beautiful girl.
She's definitely beautiful. Definitely beautiful.
Man, I probably got in trouble with that, man.
Nah, man. Celebrity crush.
Nah.
Celebrity crush, man.
I got one.
Celebrity crush.
With it.
I'm an older man with one.
What?
Mine's still been the same since I was a kid. Mine's still Maya.
Maya who?
Both.
Maya, the singer.
The single.
Oh.
Before your time.
But what you mean? You better get
What you mean?
Ashanti. Ashanti.
Ashanti?
Ashanti.
You see what she was at 11 Hubbard? Hey.
Ashanti look like she like 25 years old right now, dog. No, she do not look her age, bro.
She like she turned back the heads of time. Listen. She's still stunning, man.
No doubt.
She's still stunning.
No
Like,
doubt.
I take nothing from that. Like see, mine been Maya for a long time. She still look.
Maya still look good too. She tough. She tough. Man, it was good to have my dog Shazz Preston in the building today, man, on the podcast. Man, just like I said earlier on in this podcast, just watching you from middle school to high school and college and seeing the growth, dog, is unbelievable, man. Big time credit to Ms. Lori, Mr. Shawn on how they raised you and your brother, dog. You know, that's very uncommon to have two brothers playing at two SEC schools like that. Like that's you don't see that.
It coming from both parents.
Coming from both parents. That's very uncommon, dog. And you know, I know what brings us together sometimes is the game of football or whatever particular sport that a kid is playing. But y'all even better people, man. You know what I mean? And I think that's why y'all seeing so much success in y'all life. And I know the sky's the limit for y'all, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep elevating, dog. You know I'm gonna be definitely in the building in Tuscaloosa when LSU touch down this year.
Well, I'm already knowing.
I'm in the building.
I'm
in the building.
They're gonna throw down.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure your daddy give me some crawfish and some jambalaya. Make sure I get all that.
Listen, they got a lot of spots on Alabama season, man. Just gonna be like, listen, it's gonna be a big testament.
Y'all open with Texas?
No, they open with Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah,
Then Texas.
But
Texas come to y'all this year.
Texas come to y'all this shit. Then after that, y'all go to South Florida. South Florida. Then after that, conference play, baby. I mean, it's gonna be interesting this season to see how Alabama unshakes, because it's just one of the first times I think since Saban's been there where obviously in his first couple of years they didn't have these expectations, but this is gonna be one of the fewest times where after producing having all these players come through Tuscaloosa, that he has a very young, new group that has a lot of things they have to prove. It's not just to the university or to the people who follow them, to the fan base, but to themselves. This is one of the few times I say, man, the players on this team got to prove a lot to themselves. This is not about living up to the Julio Jones or the Devontae Smiths or the Amari Coopers in your position, or the running backs that came through this here, the old linemen that's kind of been drafted first round, some of the D linemen or the defensive players that come through there. This is a time for Alabama players to prove a lot to Alabama players.
Not just the players, though, the coaches too. Like, everybody on the team, everybody as a unit has a chip on their shoulder.
Everybody motivated.
Yep. So
I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. Just don't get me in my Wolverines. Until y'all play the Wolverines. Y'all play the Wolverines. Hey, man. It is what it is. I hope you do individually well.
Yeah, but that's what I usually get when I'm down here anyway. They be like, I'll be rooting for you, boy. When y'all play LSU,
I'm not an LSU fan. I'm a Michigan fan.
It's all good though.
Michigan fan.
Team.
Yeah, I don't root against them.
Like, I love the players that come out of that. I love the program. I love what it means to the state of Louisiana, because this is where I'm from and I love it. But in terms of I'm a college football fan. I'm University of Michigan fan.
Me too, Michigan.
They play Michigan and forget them.
Yeah.
Wolverines are nuts.
Yeah.
But man, listen, thanks for everybody that tuned into the FanView podcast. Listen, again, don't forget to subscribe to FanView Podcast if you're on YouTube. It's FanView Podcast if you're on IG. It's FanView Podcast if you're on Facebook. It's FanView Podcast. On Twitter, FanView NOLA, and on TikTok, FanView Podcast. Don't forget to follow G Sports.
You know it.
Y'all don't know what it is. I can't help you if you're underneath the rock. You got phone devices. We all got social media now. Click that like button, subscribe, comment, share, tell a friend. And let's give big shots out and support to the New Orleans Talk Network for sponsoring the FanView Podcast. Each and every episode, man, we appreciate the people in the building who are giving us big shots out and producing this podcast each and every time. We look and we can't stop.
We ain't stopping, man.
We ain't stopping,
man. Man, make sure y'all subscribe to that G Sports page. I'm at 22.9 thousand subscribers, man. I'm trying to get to 25K by 2024, man. Help me out. Help a brother out. Give me to that next year, man. That's speaking it to existence, man.
It ain't hard to hit the like button and hit that notification bell. That way you guys get notified.
25K.
That we get live, baby. Y'all already know what it is. FanView Podcast.
G Sports signing out, man. Ball game.
Yeah, it is. They got to elevate, baby.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app, weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.